My name is Antonio Johnson, and I'm directing Love Poem by Regina Taylor. I chose this play because of everything that's going on right now in the news with all like the abuse to women, all domestic violence and everything like that. So I thought that this piece spoke about that, but not only the physical abuse, but also emotional abuse that women go through. So I thought this piece was an awesome opportunity to explore the other aspect of abuse that people sometimes tend to forget. To be honest, being on the other side of the audition table, I've learned to embrace it. I'm enjoying it because it's a totally different experience. Auditioning and it can be very terrifying. So watching other people like audition, you kind of get to see a little bit of the fear and the nervousness. But being a director, I think, has just allowed me to be creative in a totally different aspect. It's totally different from acting. You know, you're controlling everything from the set to the light and everything, and to be able to have your own vision and to be able to work on that vision and see it come through is a bit of a satisfying experience. What makes this production different is, besides being the director, I think is also just the fact that it's a night of, or the whole production is like a night of one acts. So you get to see or experience a lot of different emotional highs and lows in different pieces. You get to see a bunch of different bodies of works from a bunch of different writers. You also get to see a bunch of different talent. And it's just a totally different experience. For some people who aren't average or average theater goers, they tend to get bored with a production because it's like you're sitting there for 2.5 hours watching the same story, and if you don't capture them, you sometimes lose them. But in a night like this, where each piece is maybe about 10, 15, 20 minutes, you get to reconnect with each piece, and I think that's what makes it different. The most challenging aspect is getting something that's this big, shrinking it down to something this big, so that the audience can see something this big. It's the piece that I have is so poetic and so complex. It's difficult for me to simplify it without dumbing it down, but still give the audience a satisfying experience. There's so many hidden messages in my piece. There's so many just different things that makes it so complicated. And I'm finding that picking the different aspects or highlighting different aspects or picking which ones to highlight is a little difficult without losing or not being able to tell the story. One pleasant surprise that I've encountered during the process is picturing or visioning a character that's completely different from what the playwright or the play actually intended. My character as Emmanuel, I saw as a very quiet, maybe naive, for lack of a better term, a nerd or geek in a sense. And then after reading it or even going through the whole process, I realized that in order for the piece to be what it needs to be, that Emmanuel isn't that character, but that he's more of a man and not a boy. And that was a pleasant surprise for me. And it's fun because once I've encountered that and embraced that, it just tapped into a whole different side of the play, and it made me look at the play in a totally different way. People should come and see the director's project just because of the versatility in the scenes and just all the different things. Also because of the new talent that's coming into the theater department. A couple of the actors are new here, whether it be freshmen or transfer, like I myself am a transfer student. So just because of the theater department is growing and all of the new faces that are coming in, I think it's just a great opportunity to get a chance to see them. And I think it's just going to be a night of just a bunch of beautiful pieces.